The Production Christmas Tree Fishing Protection Structure, or FPS, is used to protect the tree from external objects such as trawler nets and debris. The FPS has 5 hatches, 4 side hatches and 1 top hatch. For installation in the Deka field, these hatches are removed. Lift rigging is attached to the top hatch of the FPS in each corner using ROV hooks. The 4 lock mechanisms, 1 in each corner, are set to the unlock position. The top hatch is then removed from the structure. Lift rigging is attached to the top corners of the side hatch of the FPS using ROV hooks. The 2 lock mechanisms are set in the unlock position and the side hatch is removed from the structure. This process is repeated 3 more times for the remaining hatches. The tree FPS alignment frame is a tool used to ensure the protection structure lands in the correct position. This allows for ROV intervention and also to ensure the tree is not damaged during installation. The frame clamps to the FPS and guide funnels at the base of it interact with the tree guidepost to align the structure. The alignment frame is adjustable and has 7 different positions to allow for differing wellhead heights or no guidepost interaction at all. The ROV pins on each arm of the frame are removed before installation to the FPS. The alignment frame rigging has 3 sizes of sling. The longest sling leg is attached to the SCM side of the alignment frame. From the remaining 2 slings, the shortest sling leg is attached to the wet gas flow meter side of the alignment frame. Finally, the last sling leg is attached to the choke side of the alignment frame. With the rigging attached to the pad eye at the end of each arm of the alignment frame, it can now be lifted from its shipping position. Tugger lines can be used to ensure the frame is rolled safely, being sure to keep the funnels on the deck to avoid swinging. The alignment frame can now be lifted from the deck. The alignment frame is lowered onto the tree FPS, aligning each of the arms with the corresponding tubulars of the FPS by matching the orientation markings, i.e. choke side to choke side. When the frame has landed, the ROV pins are inserted and locked into position on all 3 clamps. Once all 3 pins are locked in position, the alignment frame rigging is removed. With the alignment frame installed on the FPS, the alignment guide wires are now attached to the structure. One end of the guide wire is attached to the front of the FPS and looped underneath it. It then passes through the alignment frame, ending with a buoyancy module that is also connected to the FPS. Prior to installation of the FPS, it is required for the seabed at the installation site to be free from all foreign objects and level according to the surrounding seabed gradient. The tree FPS is visually inspected to ensure that all foreign objects are removed. Rigging is attached to the FPS, and tension is applied to help stabilize the structure as the sea fastening is removed. The FPS and alignment frame are lowered subsea to approximately 5 meters above the tree, where the ROV checks that the markings on the FPS and alignment frame match that of the tree, such as SCM side and wet gas flow meter side. The position above the tree also allows the ROV to take the guide wires from the FPS and insert them into the guideposts. The ROV takes the wire on the SCM side of the alignment frame to the guidepost between the SCM and wet gas flow meter. Then takes the one on the choke side of the alignment frame to the guidepost between the choke and the wet gas flow meter. Once the guide wires are inserted, the buoyancy modules are filled to add tension to the wires. The guide wires are used for rough alignment as the tree is slowly lowered, with the ROV monitoring its descent. The ROV will take hold of one of the grab handles located on the main structure and aid the descent until the alignment frame contacts the guidepost. Once the FPS has landed, the ROV surveys the structure to ensure the foundation skirt has achieved full penetration of the seabed. The ROV then moves to the bullseye located on the structure to check the final level. After this check, the ROV releases the main rigging and it is retrieved to the surface. With the alignment frame rigging assembly just above the FPS, the ROV inspects the rigging to find the longest of the 3 sling legs. The longest sling leg is attached to the SCM side of the alignment frame. Then, from the remaining 2 sling legs, the shortest sling leg is attached to the wet gas flow meter side of the alignment frame. And finally, the last sling leg is attached to the choke side of the alignment frame. With the rigging attached, the ROV moves to the arms of the alignment frame to unlock and remove the ROV pins. The ROV removes the pins from all 3 clamps and they are left hanging for the retrieval process. The frame is lifted above the FPS to allow the ROV access to the guide wires beneath the alignment frame. Before detaching the guide wires, the buoyancy modules are deflated and rest on the alignment frame. The guide wires are detached from the guide posts and the alignment frame and buoyancy modules are retrieved. Once the tree has landed subsea, the jumper spool and flying leads are installed and the tree commissioning can take place. This is completed prior to the installation of the hatches. The FPS top hatch is lowered subsea until it is approximately 3 meters from the top of the FPS. At this point, the ROV checks the hatch and ensures the locking mechanisms are in the unlocked position and the position of the wet gas flow meter marking matches that on the FPS. The ROV then takes hold of one of the grab handles or one of the shank hooks on the rigging and aids the positioning as the hatch is lowered into its final position. Once the hatch has landed, the ROV will conduct a visual inspection of the hatch to ensure it is flush within the FPS top framework and that the wet gas flow meter marking on the hatch is aligned with the wet gas flow meter side marking on the FPS. The ROV then locks the hatch into position using the 4 locking pins. Once locked, the ROV disconnects the rigging and is retrieved to the surface. The FPS side hatch is lowered subsea until it is approximately 3 meters from the top of the FPS. At this point, the ROV checks the hatch and ensures the locking mechanisms are in the unlocked position, and the marking plate matches that on the FPS. The ROV then takes hold of the grab handle, or one of the shank hooks on the rigging, and aids the positioning as the hatch is lowered into its final position. Careful consideration to the presence of tie-in spools and flying leads exiting the FPS under the side door should be given, so as not to contact or otherwise damage these connections. Once the hatch has landed, the ROV will conduct a visual inspection of the hatch to ensure it is flush within the FPS framework. The ROV then locks the hatch into position using the 2 locking pins. Once locked, the ROV disconnects the rigging and is retrieved to the surface. This installation process is repeated 3 more times for the remaining side hatches, leaving the tree FPS fully installed subsea.